like where you can do the background, or have I just never noticed that you do that?
I just started updating it. I used
Okay,
to
that's
just
what I was thinking. I was
let
like,
it
yeah,
be the yeah, but I was like, why don't I
yeah, that's
put what
cool.
the
I
actual
like
thing
it.
is? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, right.
reminds me like Streamyard. Yeah.
I don't know. If we might go back to that because I tried to record last night with your favorite people, Chop Soccer with Ken,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. What up,
and
Terry?
it crapped out.
What
But
up,
Ken and
homie?
I actually had a great. We got into it bad because he was
Mm-hmm.
on his Arsenal bullshit.
Uh,
He was
always.
potting. He was potting, and I was like, I don't want to pot. I thought we were gonna have a real conversation, and you're potting right now. And this is great
Trolling.
content, but I am pissed at you right now. But
Number
that's what
two always
homies do.
wants to. Yeah, we love number
Hey,
two.
hey, Tarek, how you doing? How you
What
feeling?
up? So did I hear you
Hey.
talking about going back to StreamYard for something?
Yeah, it's just been having lots of complications with Riverside. I tried to record when we recorded with Jesse, uh, JPH for the Chelsea women. Tom Bomb and Jesse, they both had to switch to their phones because
Mm.
just so much nonsense was happening. And then the next day with them, and yeah, don't even worry about that. Hey, welcome to the Lit Stream, everybody. Don't leave. This is real problems, man. Shows have real problems. We're people too.
Oh wait, were we live?
Yes,
I thought we was just chatting it up.
it's
That's all the lit
7:04,
stream is.
Tarek.
We just get up here, hit record, and go. Like it's
I,
I
not
mean,
I
I
that.
knew
know.
I was. I knew I was a few minutes late, but
We love
Can I
CP
say
time.
CP time? Can I say that
Exactly what
on
it
the
is.
live stream?
You
I
can,
mean,
hey, you can say whatever you want. It is your lit stream.
CP time it is. That's what we do. We here
Hey,
though.
we
That's
out
all
here.
that
We
matters.
we here. I'm Crunk Chocolate, Sharpie Charlie, the homie Tarek. We out here. Shades of Blue. This is the lit stream. Shout out to FanFest Live. Love you, boo. We have a fantastic show. We got the homie Lando. We got the homie Kyle. We got Trev Tracy. Oh man, yeah. I feel like Tom's gonna be here because he was like, we can talk about NWSL, and it's like I'm not the biggest into NWSL, but I do know that it's chaos that's leading into this, and I'm looking forward to hearing about it. So Tom Bond, he's got to figure something out. I'm sure it's traffic. The air is real thin up there, so he's probably just a little busy.
He'll make
We'll
his
see.
way. He'll make an entrance.
Exactly. Oh man. So what do you want to talk about? What should we even start at? Like, I feel since we won on Saturday, I feel the energy
Wait,
on
we
social
didn't win on Saturday, did we?
or Sunday.
Did we win this weekend?
we won a couple yesterday.
It was
Yesterday.
like
Sorry,
yesterday. I was like, wait,
sorry.
exactly. I was like, whoa,
I
whoa, whoa.
I don't know up from down. My bad.
I was so
We
confused. I
won
was
the
like, wait,
last
There is.
match we
There is.
played.
we won
The
the
only
Yes.
last
one
match.
that matters is the last one.
Man,
Exactly.
740's in the building. Brr, brr, brr.
What's going on, fellas?
What up? What up?
Um,
Hey,
That's the
what's
man who
up?
just got off work right there. I know that sound. I know that vibe.
no, it's even Charlie. It's even worse than that. I'm
Oh,
like 75% sure that I have COVID,
Oh
oh,
but
no!
that's okay because we're gonna push through this.
the
Because
flu game.
I'm
Flu game.
yes.
Goddamn.
Jordan.
Man. Damn.
Let's go.
Hope you
But
get good,
also,
man.
Yeah,
yeah.
push through. Hope
I
you get through,
appreciate
dog.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, my sister's on her way home from Walgreens to get a COVID test for me, so I'm appreciative that I have that. So
Hey.
This man's
Well,
playing injured out here. Big
look.
Ame Laporte energy right now. Just out here, just gutting it, leaving it all out on the field.
I got to give my body to Shades of Blue podcast. Like we out here trying to win championships.
A warrior.
Make
Warrior.
make art with capital A. So I'm here. I am
It is what it
here.
is, and we be what we be. Uh, I guess we should start off because we have a pretty big match this weekend. I'm like, where should we start? What do you mean, where should we start? City, Arsenal. I know we're going to talk about it, but we're going to do a pre-match show. But this is to get the shits out. We try to do our buttoned up selves during the kickoff show. This is the list stream. We got Lando coming on. We know this homie, very big fan of him. He's gonna light it up. Before we went live, he was lighted up, so it's gonna be a good time. Then we got Trev, he's bookending it. He's an Arsenal fan. He's a gunner. I'm a very big fan of him. We connected through Shea Butter FC. Shout out to y'all, the Women's World Cup streams. So really, it was all real cute whenever we were together because it was just the Women's World Cup.
kept it real cute.
National.
Kept it
Yeah. So now it's just like we can be like,
Oh no, I personally just want to ask him what happened on Sunday because I think he's probably more upset about what happened on Sunday than he has more anticipation about this match. So
That's a letdown. That was a letdown.
Oh. Okay, Kyle, I see you. Accept the invite, and then I'm gonna send you to the background real quick. So it's just gonna kind of jar because there's gonna be like a fifth person popping up real quick. So prepare yourself, Fanfest Live. Hey, friend. Bye, friend.
With the LFC jersey. I respect it.
right, he came hard with that.
He had his Europa Thursday night. That's why he had a rep.
Oh, he was already wearing it. Okay, that makes sense.
I don't know what it's like to play on Thursday. Do you all? I don't understand.
I don't.
It's been a while. I think the early
Since
parts.
my
of
fandom, I
fandom.
don't.
Yeah, I think
have
the
no
early
idea.
parts. Yeah.
I mean, I can recall a few very odd, like rescheduled Thursday matches. Just like, why are we playing on Thursdays? Like, oh yes, because we played in Champions League. Oh yes, because we were winning the FA Cup. Oh yes, because that was the year that we cared about that cup. So, Tarek, I got to give all of the props to you for that. Like, banger.
Bigger things, bigger fish to fry. You know.
Okay.
Correct.
So actually, I'm just gonna bring Lando on.
Let's do it.
Lando,
Let's get
you
Lando
start the conversation. How do you see Man City Arsenal going? We have no Rodri. They have no Saka. Does it even itself out? Like, what's the vibes? What's up, Fan523, aka Lando? Homie.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys. Look, I mean, it's a big one, right? It's a big match.
Big
I mean, we're going into it. Just won the previous match, big Champions League, got ourselves straightened out. Little ruffle up over the weekend, right? Tough with the no Rodri. Tough with what happened over the weekend. Now, do I have it right? Do I even Carabella this cup situation? We could put that to the side. I get that. I get it. I'm with it. This weekend is going to be a little bit more different because obviously going now the environment. That's the other thing I want to put to the side. I don't want to hear anything about environment. I don't want anyone coming on here talking about there, in London, having to deal with this, the Emirates. We've done this before. So don't come on and let's not try to say this is going to be an issue. If anything, the fortress is the Etihad.
Also, clearly, based off of the results of the weekend, environment means very little to the results at what happens at the Emirates. Shout out to Jonas Eidevall.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I mean, you said that, my guy. I didn't.
Poking Trevor the entire time.
but it's going to be interesting what the lineup is. It's going to be interesting to see what the lineup is in regards to tactically what the plan is without Rodri. Now, do you think
he's going to go back? Oh, do you think he can confide in Calvin?
I don't think that's an answer right now. I think Mateo didn't get any liking because I think he picked up a little bit of a knack in training prior to the Champions League matchup, so we did save it there. But I think we're going to get a Mateo start at the 6. In my humble opinion, I don't necessarily even think when we signed him that was actually one of the plans for him, but I think that's where we might see him. I'm afraid of Matthias Nunes sighting in that position, which, for the record, I'm a huge fan of the signing. I love the guy. Loved him prior. Before, if you looked early on in the season when he and Wolves cooked United, he was a baller. But even before that, time at Sporting Lisbon, in the Champions League, early on with Wolves, the guy is a baller. So I stand and I back Tiki. That's a good movement. I loved it. But
okay, so Stones is back. How does
Huge.
everyone feel about that? Is he going to be as a center back, or does he do what Pep did on yesterday with young Rico, and just put him maybe next to Mateo as protection, as support, because he's another defender. I mean, I know being a defender and moving into the midfield and being a midfielder are two different things. I'm aware of that. But do you think that is maybe something what Pep's going to do? Or again, is this not a worry because we don't have Saka? Because that was kind of the big deal.
Mind games. Soccer starts.
Interesting.
Mind games.
I'm
with
gonna
Lando.
say.
I'm with
You
Lando.
think so?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow, right? Friday training normally dictates who plays on the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume he's out. So I think Saka doesn't play. So therefore, I don't think it affects us that much. On their lineup, do they start a Reece Nelson in that position? You play Nketiah through the middle, Jesus on the left, Reece Nelson on the right, maybe. Maybe put Fabio Vieira and Muslim Afro. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter to me. For us, with our 4-2-3-1, I hope the double pivot after what I saw Wednesday is Rico and Kovacic. I would love to see Rico. He can do it. He's done it in the big moments. If you can go on the road in Leipzig and basically boss the game, let's be real. Like Rico was that one on the pitch at 18. You can go to the Emirates and be fine, like whatever. And the Emirates, they already have 2 draws this year. They drew to Tottenham. They drew to Fulham. Nothing scares me about Arsenal at the Emirates. I don't care about it. It's not City. It's not. I'm more scared of like Liverpool, right, at Anfield than the Emirates. And so, I hope that double pivot works out. Rico's earned it, in my opinion. But if we saw Kovacic and Nunez, would I be mad? Of course not. But I hope young Rico gets that shine.
I think if we start Stones, I think you will see Calvin Phillips in this match. Just because, and I think that it'll be more of a John Stones playing that inverted right back role more, and then helping him support. That way, there will be more players up the pitch to attack, so you can truly then attack with 5. But that being stated, that does take the captain off the pitch. But I feel
the captain got to play, bro. He got to play.
But I do feel like he has been playing a lot of matches, and the fact that Saka is out, this might be the best time to actually rest him.
Yeah, and Pep did say he's exhausted.
He had the Newcastle rest. He got his break. He got a week off.
Yeah.
In between matches. Or what was it, a week? No, it wasn't a week. It was he got some days off. Got a couple days off. This is the big one.
He's 30.
He's 34, 33, 34. Yeah, that. I don't like him trying to run him out for the full 90. For 3 consecutive matches. I'm not sure that that's a recipe for success.
Wouldn't it be 2 though?
Oh no, he played 90 at Wolves. Played
Wolves. That's right. Fair point. Touche. So that's a good point. We do have Stones back to help out. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. What do you think, Tarek?
I like John Stones. I love him, but unless he's 100% healthy and fully fit, ready to go, I say you just stick with Kyle Walker. Kyle in the chat said that, hey, there's an international break coming up.
Yeah.
So the problem is he won't really get any rest because we're pretty sure they're going to call him in. But I think you run your top lineup, and at this point in the season, that includes Kyle. You got to run him out there. It's very early in the season to say any match is a must win or a title decider or whatever, because there's so many games left to be played, and there's always the things that happen that no one expected. But I feel like we just got to win. We got to win this match.
Now, it's very important to note to any Arsenal fan listening to that. a reminder that should it go the opposite way, you did not win shit yet.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, even if we win, it doesn't. It's not.
We
The
didn't
season,
win.
this is a long season to go.
My guy, you're speaking to the mirror. You know, all of us. There's a fortitude. This is longevity. It's a marathon, my guy.
Oh
We
yeah,
all
no
know
doubt.
that here.
We play for them 38 games. Everybody else,
100%.
Little
30, 32.
or trophy. Yeah. We win this little cup trophy over here. There's only 6-7 matches. We're going the full 38. But so whoever wins, it won't decide the season yet.
Yeah.
But I just like starting strong, putting them in their place and keeping them there the long run. We don't have, they're not going to catch us. They're not going to run us down. We're not going to quote unquote bottle it. So if we just put them behind us, put them in the rearview mirror early in the season, I just think it goes a long way to what will eventually happen.
I like that.
And just for future reference, the return fixture at the Etihad isn't until the end of March, literally March 30th.
Oh.
That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like in that run-in, right? The last 10 matches. I think it's like the 9th to the end. And so last year we took 6 from Arsenal. We won by 5 points. Now, could we have drawn one of those matches and still won? Of course. I feel like Pep is going to play this kind of the way we play our Champions League away ties, where the goal is not necessarily to win. It's just you don't lose. You don't drop points. Like you can't drop 3 points. And so at the very least, you will see Control City. I think Grealish starts for that reason. Bernardo's on the right. I hope Foden gets in the middle with Bernardo on the right, and you can use like we did against Leipzig. You bring in Doku if you need him. You bring in Alvarez if you need him. But you need your best ball handlers or control people on the ball. What you got, Lando?
Charlie, to your point, you realize now I'm here. I don't disagree with you at all. But if what you just said is true, you understand, and I shout out to the Noisy Neighbors for this concept of the controlled guys, right? They kind of coined that whole phrase of finding that formate or that starting 11 that is the controlled guys. And when we do the controlled guys, to Tom Baum's point, that's the 4 center backs. When we go controlled, that is 4 center backs, and that is a potential John Stones at right back, Nathan Ake at left back situation with Gavardio and Diaz at center. So you're not wrong. It's wild to me how a couple years ago, I don't think you can make the statement with City and how dynamic of a formation you can see, even during the early Pep days. Aguero, Sané, Sterling. You knew it. You knew it. It wasn't a question. Impressive. Go ahead.
I'll push you on John Stones though, because you're forgetting about Manuel Akanji. Akanji has played that right back position in that big 4 with Akanji, Diaz as right footers, and now you can have Gavardio and Ake as natural left footers, and that gives us so much build up flexibility because Gavardio is a monster on the left wing. Like on the left fullback, he goes. He's a beast. I get the investment. And
I've been fawning over him, my guy.
Yeah, and so it could go either way. That's what I love about City, right? Like Pep has everything at his disposal now. This is the healthiest we've been all season, minus KDB. And so it's when you go up there with 90% of your roster ready, and they lost Saka. We have not seen Arsenal without Saka because he played 87 matches in a row. Like we don't know what that looks like. What are they going to do?
He's starting, man. I'm telling you, that kid's starting. That boy's starting, man.
Man,
you just think he was trying to take his rest? That was it. That he was just grabbing his minutes to rest.
I think he's. I'm not going to question he's fatigued or not. The kid plays every damn game, and he's quality for them. He came out. If you saw it, right, he looked a little bit bothered. Then he came back onto the bench, dressed. He had the pants on. He was cooling. I think one of the teammates asked him right then if he was all right. He gave a little nod of the head. He's fine. But yeah, I think they played it safe knowing the weekend, and I think he at the very least he starts just to see how it goes. Am I missing something? Does Twitter show that there's MRI out or something like that?
I mean, he got pulled. He got picked by Southgate. Like Southgate picked him for the roster even amid this, so that's interesting. Because he would know more than any of us. Like if he could go. I mean, you don't need him to play in these, whatever, but. It's gonna be interesting, man. I think it'll be like that Sunday morning call. We just look up at Twitter and it's like, ooh,
yeah.
Is he really on?
I'm with Lando. I think that It was more precautionary. We know we have a big match at the end of the, in the weekend. So let's just take every precaution. That's the one we want. And they probably thought they could win without Saka.
Mm-hmm.
They learned a lesson on that one. But I think if there is any chance at all that he plays, I think he plays against us. And I know that, there's been a lot of talk about how many matches he's played, how many minutes he's got, all of the above, and he's just kind of been dragging for a bit. But I just think they definitely going to try to play him. I don't know that they have any confidence about beating us without him on the pitch. They barely had, I don't know if they have any confidence beating us with him on the pitch, but definitely not without him. He is their talisman. He is their man. And so coming into any match without him, I just think you feel like, it's just like, what are we going to do? How are we going to win this match if we don't have him on the field? So, yeah.
All right. Well, before we get you out of here, Lando, I would like to know your score predictions for 2 games, because I also. So first, let's do City Arsenal. Let's hear your thoughts on how the match will go and with the score prediction.
I'm gonna go with a 2-1 City win. Yep, that's what I'm going with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and then the other game that I am very intrigued in this weekend, Brighton, who's been struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Things have been looking real bad for him, and this is a chance to straighten things out against big bad Liverpool. How do you see that match going?
A genuine question for any Liverpool fan that comes on here or talks about Liverpool. Do you play better down a man? I don't know why, but how do you play better down a man? What is in you that when you're down a man, what the hell gets flipped? I don't know. Brighton, Liverpool. You want a score prediction? I got you on that if that's what you want, Krunk.
Yeah, please.
It's the early game, too. It's the 9 a.m.er on Sunday. Where are we talking? Let me be considerate of location. Is this Anfield? No, this is in the coast.
Amex.
It's in the coast. I think so. Yes. So I'm going with a 2-2 draw.
Okay. I can see that. Okay. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun match.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Lando, truly, I appreciate you, homie, for coming on.
Yeah.
Please plug yourself. Let people know how to find you if that's something you want.
Krunk, appreciate the opportunity. Always fun talking shop with you guys. I love it. Love hearing you guys, especially all the City content, the growth in the fandom, the growth in the people acknowledging it. I want to give a quick shout out to Ginger Wigs City Gifts. Shout out to them. World's smallest club. I am rocking his shirt right now. They do great stuff. I have a coffee mug. I love his content. He's not giving me a single thing for this. I just love that he's a local up guy coming up, trying to go ahead and do his thing. I love him.
Respect to Ginger Wood.
Yeah, at Lando Martini, Martine. Lando Martini, that's my Twitter. And then I do a little bit of a podcast with a best friend of mine, he's a big Arsenal fan. And it's called Premier Pep Talk. He's a good dude. We're good guys. 2 Northerners. Just chop it up. Give you the latest and greatest in European football, mainly the Premier League. That's about it.
Hey, well, homie, I hope you have a good rest of your night. Cheers. I'll hit you up after this.
Please do. Absolutely. I'm going to stay tuned in, plugged in, listen to some of the other great content guys that we have coming on. Tom, my guy, I hope you feel better. I hope the COVID test is negative, my guy. Stay up, rest up, fluids.
Appreciate you. Absolutely got this.
Take it easy, Lando. Good to see you, bro.
Appreciate
you, that water. Appreciate it, Lando.
Oh man, such a great guy. What a great guy. I enjoy him.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk this Brighton Liverpool match before we bring on our next guest, who, as we saw, was a Liverpool fan. I mean, let's ask the hardest question. Let's just get this out of the way. How much is Brighton winning by?
Troll City. I love it.
No, honestly, I don't think Brighton stands a chance. They seem lost. and I said this 2 episodes ago. Or was it this last episode? I don't know. My time is not real. I said in one of our shows, what happens next for Brighton is very important. I didn't see. Did they end up tying? No, they didn't. They ended up losing the match. They scored, made it.
It was 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw.
Oh, they ended up making a draw. Okay, so actually that's good. That's actually
Yeah, 88th minute penalty by João Pedro.
Oh right. All right.
So they salvaged something, but it started out really bad.
You can't. Actually, you can start slow with Liverpool because they are the team that just gets hot at the end, unless like Lando said, unless they get a red card, then they're fine. In fact, they might score an extra goal or two on you. Let's bring our next guest up. Fantastic human being. Had him on. I've had him on Represent. We've chatted his Liverpooldom. It was a good time. Kyle Carr, how are you? Also, congratulations on just your Henny Derby success this season. Just
that's really the key for me is having the Henny Derby sweep, not just winning it, but sweeping, winning all 3 matches. That's the most important part. I don't know if Yogi's watching. If he is, he's already cursing at me right now. He's already cursed that hopes that Ford Madison doesn't make the playoffs, so he's already pissed off at me. But I appreciate it. Otherwise,
we had him on last week. Yeah, we had him on last week, and we definitely talked about the Henny Derby. It was a good time.
Yeah, he's not in a good mood with his Richmond Kickers right now, which I don't blame him. Losing 14 straight would be I don't know. I would not survive that.
Whoa. You say 14?
They haven't won a match since July 1st.
Damn.
It's like Kevin Hart.
Damn.
14 straight is crazy, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not content on Richmond, but I'm good otherwise.
You personally,
hey, when he was on last week, he made a comment about, I'm not a big fan of promotion relegation or something to that effect. I understand why. If my team was losing 14, I wouldn't want relegation either. God, dog.
They're not last place though. They're not going to finish last, and that's the impressive part. Despite all this, they'll finish second to last. It's looking like second to last is highly likely. But not last.
There are levels to this. There are depths to this, I guess. There are depths. Yeah. And that is a different level of deep I've never been to. That's the oceanic trench right there. My God.
Yeah. If you heard Walking 90 last week, he went on a whole rant about how he hopes every other team fails somehow, some way. So I don't blame him. I would probably say the same thing.
Hey.
That's that true hater spirit. That's that true hater spirit when your team is real down bad. Like that's that true hater spirit that just comes out.
No way.
Well, Kyle, how are you feeling about? Let's not even get to this weekend. How are you feeling about this season so far? You poor thing, being screwed over, and it doesn't look like you're going to get your replay. So, how are things? You doing okay, bud?
Honestly, the fact that they almost walked away with a draw with 9, I was going before. I was like, you know what? That team with 9 men and getting screwed over a goal and still did that. That is very impressive. So I was pretty happy with that. Otherwise the season's been good. I don't have too many complaints. Drawing against Chelsea in the first match, which I feel like that was more of an anomaly trying to put together a whole new midfield more than anything else. But won every other game until this past weekend, won today in Europa League. I think the midfield signings that they've made they've gelled pretty well. Szoboszlai looks like a bargain somehow at 70 mil. Yes. And Gravenberch looks even more like a bargain. So I'm pretty happy. I'm happy Diaz is being clinical, even if he should have had a goal and it should have counted. But I'm over this. I'm over that situation. I'm pissed. I'm annoyed. They fucked up. And unless the title comes down to a point or Liverpool miss on Champions League by a point, I'm just going to be annoyed by it and not throw hell. But if they miss out on something by 1 point, no, I want that replay. I want that replay.
If you miss out by a point, we're going to have you on our show.
That's fine. And I will just go on a rant again, and I want that replay. I will back. I already said, you know what? Klopp could say, go ahead, have the replay. I don't blame him for saying that.
It was, it's like Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson, with the Lakers or with the Bulls back in the day, he would complain about the refs not because he thought it was going to change what already happened. He knew it was going to influence what was going to happen in future games. So it wouldn't surprise me. We watch tomorrow or not tomorrow, but on the weekend, and a close call goes Liverpool's way. Anything that's close goes their way because there's a lot of eyes, a lot of attention on how Liverpool was refed or affected or whatever. So I think if there's anything close, the refs are just going to naturally lean in Liverpool's favor. And so I think from that perspective, Klopp accomplished what he was after.
Well, the thing is, he didn't probably have to say anything because as soon as that audio came out, it was clear that this was just a complete fuck up. So Klopp didn't have to say anything. I think he just added extra pressure, but we're done talking about that Tottenham match. It was it was one of the most frustrating matches I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, now we have both been screwed over by VAR against Tottenham. I mean, ours was for Champions League, and yours is just a nothing burger match in the Premier League. So there's
I do laugh when Tottenham fans try and come back and say that handball and Dembele didn't count. I was like, well, your handball the previous 2 rounds in the quarterfinals should have counted. So now we're just. But yeah, it's great. It's great getting screwed over by VAR.
That is the thing, though. It's just like the nitpicking. It's just I don't know. Just all that stuff. I don't want to hold on to all that. I'm just like, oh yeah, that did happen. I'm reminded about all those things, but just those people that are just like, oh yeah, and then this one night against this one thing, when this one call, it's just like, bro, please move on.
We're on to Brighton. It's on to Brighton. Got the 2-0 win today in Europa League. Got Brighton on Sunday. And just hope no one gets hurt over the international break.
So what is it like watching your team play the teams they play in Europa League? And shout out to them, and no shade, but it's just
it's weird because especially with this group, it's not like your normal teams that you would see in a Europa League. It's not, there's a team over in Belgium, there's a team over in Austria, but it's not like Red Bull Salzburg. And the team in Belgium is not like Anderlecht, it's not like a Genk or what's the other? Like Club Bruges. It's not like any of those, so it's kind of weird. And then with France, it's like Toulouse. And I was surprised Toulouse even got to Europa League qualification. I was like, didn't they just get relegated 2-3 years ago? How are they back in Europa League? What happened? So it's interesting going from, because I think this is the first time Liverpool's played in Europa League since the 2015-16 season when Klopp took over halfway. So it's been, I don't know, it's kind of nice learning about a new team. I feel like they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're playing guys that probably would get fringe minutes. They're giving chance to youngsters. Jarell Kwanzaa looks really good, and I don't know how much that is. He's playing other leagues that might not be at the level of a Prem team, but it's been interesting. I hope I don't have to continue doing Thursdays. Not gonna lie, the Europa League anthem slaps, but I don't want to have that be a part of my weekly routine.
I mean, it does slap harder than the
it is better than.
But I don't want that. I don't have to be.
No,
I don't want to be
it.
required to hear it.
Correct.
I'm missing
able to
United.
casually
I'm
just
missing
have it on a
United.
tablet on the side.
Yeah, we need United back in Europa League. That was always fun. It was just like, oh, you guys are losing to Sevilla. I like this.
They're on their
That's
way.
what-
They're on their way.
Yeah, they will be there eventually. They're trying really hard.
I just
But
need
will
Sevilla
they
not to
be?
end up
Because
there.
I'm not sure that they're getting third in that group.
Oh, ooh,
Like the way that they're playing currently.
that's fair. Anything's possible. There are depths to this. It could really get bad for Ten Hag.
True.
That's a real must win the next Champions League match. If they don't win that match, you go was it no points or 2 points out of the first 9?
No points in the first.
No points first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be scary. Very scary.
I think they got
called
Copenhagen.
them-
Yeah,
I
Copenhagen,
called
but Copenhagen's been playing people tough.
Yeah, they had Bayern for a long time. They had Bayern. They had him. And then Musiala is just different, man. He's just special. So you can't. Yeah. And it happens. But no, Thursday nights are okay. I'm glad Liverpool are at least doing what they need to. They're winning. They're winning the games they need to. No one's gotten hurt. There's enough midfield options out that they can rotate, which is a weird feeling. I'm not seeing Henderson and Milner and Fabinho's washed self all running around trying their best. It's weird. It's a new dynamic.
So I don't know if you were able to catch this, but what were your thoughts on spoiling Arsenal's record attendance at the Emirates? And also shout out to Liverpool for in consecutive years beating both Chelsea and Arsenal in the first match of the season.
I am so proud of that. I just saw the score because I couldn't find where the match was, so I wasn't able to watch it. But I just kept seeing the score, and it was like, all right, still 0-0. All right, still 0-0. 1-0 Liverpool. Okay, good. I don't know how long they're going to hold on to it. And, I mean, shout out to them. I wasn't expecting it, but, yeah, it is interesting that go into Chelsea. They beat Chelsea last year. They beat City. Like, Liverpool played teams tough, which,
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't expect them to, be in that top 4 battle or anything like that, but
Right.
I think they're going to be a team that's going to cause top teams problems, and if they can get a striker, if they can get someone that can score goals, because losing Katie Stengel hurts.
Yes,
And that's gonna be an issue. But I think their midfield can do enough, at least to make sure that other teams won't get too many creative chances. So proud of the women. I'm glad Liverpool are finally invested in them. I was talking to someone, I was like, damn, what could have been if they actually kept investing? Because they had really good players in like the mid, like 2015, 2016, when most of them started leaving.
Yeah.
But I expect them to fully, have they're going to struggle scoring. But if I'll take 1-0 wins against Arsenal or Chelsea or United or North City, I'll take all those 1-0 wins.
Absolutely.
Nope.
No, say it, Kronk. What you got?
No,
I know there's going to be a petty thing out of there.
No. I've been petty enough. Sorry. No.
You gotta say it now.
No, I want to ask you what would be, I guess it's the NFL equivalent to Liverpool. Like, who do you think is? But also, I was gonna say you could pick whatever American sport you wanted to, because I don't want to like hamstring you to NFL, because there might be an NBA team that you feel like. But this is like something this was like one of the first turnover things we took turns at the beginning. This was like 2 years ago. And I enjoy asking people this. I'm just stalling to give you time to think.
I think the closest I can think of for an NFL team, like part of me wants to say Pittsburgh Steelers, because I feel like you got to have a team that has won in the past.
Mm-hmm.
They went through a stretch where they haven't won, and now they're kind of back on the up. And it's really hard to find an NFL equivalent of that. I'd say for the NBA, maybe the Celtics. Again, that's like the closest I can think of, like the Celtics, where it's like had a period of dominance, had another team that they were battling with. That rival surpassed them, and it's like they got back to it. But it's been, I would kind of say like Steelers, Celtics.
But as a Celtics fan, I don't like that. So you get to pick.
And I don't like the Celtics. So you know what? I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet for that. So.
But actually, I think that's a really good shout. I think that's a good shout in that, like, having won championships and being in competition for championships, but then maybe not winning all of those championships.
Right, being close.
My first thought was the Cowboys.
I don't know about the Cowboys, because that would require the Cowboys to win something, and they just.
Well, see, they did. They won. If you think about Premier League side, not the European side, right? You think about
I was thinking just whole thing, but Premier League, I guess Cowboys would be the closest. But even then, Liverpool's won a Premier League title. Cowboys haven't won anything since I was like 5 years old.
Same.
It's been like 30 years.
But the Steelers suck so bad right now. That's the hard part, right? Like the Steelers are terrible now.
I know. That's why
really hard watch.
It's a hard.
I want to give you more credit, because at least y'all like citing.
DT3 said Seahawks, Klopp and Pete Carroll.
Ooh, I like those parallels, actually.
That's a great one.
They had a core that did a lot. Actually.
Did they win enough, though?
In Seattle, I don't like the Seahawks. Damn it.
Won, right? That's all. They won one.
I guess, but I guess if you think about, but I think about Liverpool. I think it's all about history, right? That's what they keep telling us. They keep telling us about history. That's why we talked about the Steelers. That's why we talked about maybe the Cowboys. Not because of what they do recently, because of what they've done in the past. Same thing with Liverpool. It's a bunch of washed up, what did they do in the past stuff. So I don't know.
Celtics, I guess, would be the closest. Yeah, and it pains me to say that.
That's great.
I don't hate the Celtics as much as other teams, but I don't want. New topic, please.
As a C's fan, I completely understand why people don't like Boston as a city. I'm not a fan, but I like the club that I like, and so it's kind of unfortunate.
I can't keep saying to you talking about the Celtics and
I'm sorry.
New topic.
New topic. Okay. I got nothing.
Weekend preview?
Yeah.
All right. I think it's tough because Liverpool have struggled against Brighton in the last like two-ish years. Like Brighton manhandled them last year, both in the cup and in the league. I mean, we can do Packers. That's totally fine. You know what? Yes, we're going Packers. That makes me feel better.
What? PG3.
You can't get away from it, Crump. You can't get away.
What are we doing?
You are Liverpool.
What are we doing?
We're going Packers. There we go. Arguably should have won more. Unfortunately, didn't. Still got one at least recently. One in the past. There we go.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good one.
All right. Thank you. I can handle Packers, but I don't know. Like Brighton's been in a weird spot because despite losing all the talent, it seemed as though initially they hadn't missed a beat. And I don't know if that Aston Villa match was just an anomaly. I mean, 6-1 is one of those scorelines where you kind of go, were you really that bad? Or was that just the other team's day? And I think it was more on everything worked perfectly for Aston Villa. And I think Brighton is going to go in with a little bit more confidence. The comeback they had today against Marseille should help. They didn't start Evan Ferguson initially in the Europa League, so he's going to be a little bit more fresh. I think Liverpool can still get it done, but it's going to be a tougher match. And I think the biggest thing for Brighton is even if you get an early goal, you cannot think job's done. Because Liverpool have made an annoying habit of allowing teams to score early and they still find a way to come back and win games, or at least it's what they do now, apparently. I hate it because I would just like a simple, comfortable win. But I think I can see a 2-1 Liverpool win. It's going to be a tough one, but I think Liverpool is going to have enough in terms of an attack to be able to catch up with whatever Brighton throws at them.
How do you feel? How do you think the City Arsenal match is going to go?
That one, because on the one hand, I'm thinking, no Saka. Absolutely. I can't get over that little part of no Saka. I think City can go in and win it. I could see a 2-0 or 3-1. I feel like it's going to be a 2-goal win for City.
Oh.
It's not, and I think it's just more because
yes,
Arsenal don't have their best player. And you have to come at City with your best. And if you already are down Saka, who are you going to throw in to replace him? And whoever, like, are you putting Kai Havertz in? Are you putting Reece Nelson? Are you doing Trossard? Like, none of those guys are Saka. None of those guys are Saka, and that's going to allow City to at least focus more on Martinelli and Odegaard. And then kind of be able to kind of force, like, those two, they can't beat us. Anyone else on that pitch, whatever. But those two, we're not going to let that happen. So I think just between that and I could see this being more of a Jack Grealish type of game where he has a standout game. Haaland is inevitable. So I think it's going to be that too. I think City's going to win by at least 2 goals.
I like that. I love that. Oh.
If Arsenal had a 100% Saka, maybe I
Yes.
could draw, but it's just too hard for me to think.
And I did think it was going to be a draw. And I just think us without Rodri isn't as bad as Arsenal without Saka.
Yeah, I think just because you can have John Stones there, you can put a Kanji, you could put Kovacic. You have guys that you can put out there. It's not Rodri, but kind of like how, despite not having Saka, but none of those guys are even close. I think at least with Rodri, Pep has a system that you can put someone else in, and they can do the job they need to.
Yeah. So Reece Nelson?
I guess, like, I put Trossard out there. just a little bit more of an edge, someone that probably is a better clinical finisher, someone that could be
and that's
more
what
on the
I
edge.
thought. But everybody, they're just because of the fact that he's more of a technical player. He's more of like the agility, the quick, sharp turns. He's not necessarily the burst like Saka is. But Trossard is a baller. I think they would have to let him play into it.
Charlie, you were saying something, but you were
I
on
think you're
mute.
muted.
That's fair. I was saying I don't know if Trossard is fit or not. I think that's what I was looking for to see if he was even in the lineup when they played Champions League.
Yeah, Martinelli's out too. And that's
so
what I was
even
like,
more so,
Martinelli's
at
out.
least a 2-goal. Yeah, no.
What I was going to say is for Liverpool, most of their depth is on the left side, whereas Saka's on that right side. So they have Martinelli, they have Trossard, who normally plays either through the middle or down on the left side. They don't really have a lot of folks that play down the right. Now, again, you can put people over there. They got Fabio Vieira, but he plays more, I think, midfield kind of role.
Tarek, you know who they could put? Gabby Jesus. Gabby Jesus does work on the right. He literally won us a game. He does,
but they keep telling me he's a center forward.
Like two or three games at a time. In short bursts, he does great.
Not necessarily like to score, but to like call
they
Havertz.
could put Havertz out there and just throw him out there like they did Chelsea, and that would be a train wreck. They could do that.
No, they'd probably. I think Charlie's right. If I'm them, I put Gabby Jesus out to the right, and then I just go Nketiah through the middle. That's probably better than any alternative that I can think of.
I agree with that. That makes the most sense. I also know Arteta wants to try and think he's going to outsmart Pep.
God bless him.
Right? All right. Well, Kyle, please plug yourself, plug your things that you do.
All right. For Twitter, you can follow me at Kyle Koche. On Threads, you can do Kyle_Carr. And also Walking 90 at Walking 90 Pod. We talk about USL League One along with Yogi and Ebony. Shout out to them. And with the playoffs coming, it's getting down to the wire. There's only 2 playoff spots left and 2 matches left. So it's going to get exciting. But I appreciate you all having me on and appreciate being here. And you weren't too petty today. This was good. Not that much pettiness.
That's why I said no. I'm gonna relax. I started off petty, so like
I'm softening you up after a couple represents. I've softened you up now.
What have you done to me? All right, you have a good rest of your night, homie.
Thanks. See ya.
See ya. Well, and then now, I'm super excited about this. We're bringing on a gunner. He's had an entire episode to just watch us just talk about his team. Trevor Tracy.
Listen. Where's Tom at? First of all, where's Tom at? First of all, for all this shit being talked, all right. I just don't like this notion that Arsenal fans don't understand the weekend that we've had. Like, we get it. You know what I mean? We don't need the other 30-odd teams letting us know. We understand, trust me. You know. But yeah, how are y'all doing tonight? Y'all good?
I'm great.
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, like you said, I don't know where. Hopefully Tom Mom's okay. He kind of just like dropped off and
he no doubt. Is he coming back?
He took the test. He took the test.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about
That's
that.
fair.
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So
how you feeling?
15-minute
Okay.
Yeah. You know, they say only like 3/4 of an inch, but like, every time you should do that, one of those tests, you're like, why am I tickling my brain right now? So that's the biggest sensation I've had.
Yeah. Hopefully it comes back negative because I've had that when it was first popping off, and that's not great. So
no, this would be time number 2, and I'm sick of this shit.
So what is going on in this NWSL world? Is
that where we're going to start? We want to start with Angel City? Is that where we want to start?
I'm totally down. Because
absolutely.
I remember this last weekend seeing some kind of tweet of the hundreds of possibilities that could have happened.
790 billion something. Yeah.
Like it was insane, and I would love to hear how, you two do your thing, because honestly, I don't even know what's going on with Angel City, so I'm looking forward to hearing.
Well, it's not just Angel City; it's the entire league is chaos. We now know Kansas City is eliminated. They were one of the first teams eliminated this past weekend, but or this midweek, whenever the matches were. Yeah, weekend, because Angel City played Monday. But yeah, I mean, essentially coming into the weekend, every team had a chance at playoffs. It's an entire league that is yet to be determined, and as it stands now, every team that isn't Kansas City has a chance at playoffs, Angel City included. They did lose at home to Orlando Pride, which was unfortunate, but shout out to Becky Tweed, because as interim head coach, she came in and 11 matches unbeaten, 11 on the run from the start was incredible. And the team isn't out of it. They still have a chance. They have to win out, and they will need some help, but yeah, they have a chance. That's the important part, is they have a chance. So yeah, it's chaos to its peak at NWSL.
How do you think that? Do you think that Becky Tweed's interim title is contingent on Angel City making the playoffs?
No, I think. How do I say this? I think, unfortunately for Tweed, there's a handful of really good coaches that are available right now that would be really good fits for a team as star-powered as Angel City is. At the same time, I've been someone who's been vocal about the fact that, I think Becky Tweed has earned a job in the NWSL. I think she's a really good head coach. I think what she's done with the team, as far as not only what she's done in results, but just earning the trust of the team. You talk to the players, and all of them, they love training. They love playing for her. They talk about how much positivity she's had since coming on. But like I said, I just think for her, there are a couple names out there that I feel like can't pass up names in the world of women's soccer.
Go ahead and give us some of the names.
Well, I can't do that. But I think if you're familiar with women's soccer, you know the vibes, right? Like, it's wine season out here. Like, you know the vibes. But like, I think there's a couple names that LA is looking at. But I will say this: I know for a fact, and I think I won't get in trouble for saying this, Becky Tweed's name is very much in the mix. Like, it's a toss up between her and, like I said, a couple of the names out there. But if they weren't in the mix, I guarantee you it would be Becky Tweed's job, because she's impressed everybody. Everybody loves her, from front office to players. So I think it'll be really hard keeping her on staff, because I think she will get a head coaching job somewhere. I don't think it'll be NWSL, but maybe somewhere overseas will come calling. But yeah, she's been great. It's been great.
I mean, I know Charlie is not with us, but I know a certain WSL club that may or may not be in the market for a manager here soon. Just saying.
Yeah.
Who's that, Tom? Say more. Who's that?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they could have like world class talent and like the PWFA 3 players on their team, one at every line, but still can't make UWCL. I don't know.
Aren't we 1-0?
Just checking.
I think
they fired him in the first game.
And
at least they don't get to game match week 5 or something.
Still wanted
Well,
to actually change things up was revolutionary. I feel like with his starting, and it's just like, all right, get him out of here. I actually like it though. Let's keep this energy.
Well, I think when you have someone like Becky Tweed that is potentially available, you have to do your due diligence, right? But yeah, she's great. I love her. I think it's really unfair for her, just kind of talking to the chaos of the NWSL. I think it's really unfair for her, the fact that, the turnaround has been so incredible for Angel City that she's essentially has to go unbeaten her entire interim tenure to get this team in the playoffs. And the fact that they've almost done that is also incredible without Kristen Press. kind of navigating injuries to everyone else. I just think she's gotten the absolute most out of this team, and given an entire offseason somewhere, we'll get the most out of any club. So yeah, shout out to Gotham for letting us have that one.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I think to me the biggest match this weekend has to be Wave Courage, because that's essentially for the top of the table. That's for the Shield.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
uh, how are these two teams at the top of the table, but they just do not seem to score goals? Like, I mean, I guess the obvious is like their defense is amazing, but they
Yeah.
do it in such different ways that it's kind of jarring. So like, just this match might like be really ugly to watch, but it's going to be like the most important match
I
of the
think
weekend.
it'll be pretty if you like defense. I mean, watching Naomi Girma play is always a delight. But yeah, I mean, again, it just speaks to how NWSL has been this year. There hasn't been a lot of scoring. It's been defensively heavy, and we've seen it in the World Cup. It's the rise of the goalkeeper in 2023. There's just been a lot of matches where you're looking at these keepers and going like, holy shit, this team has a number one keeper. And like you look at Angel City, they have legitimately 3 keepers that could be number one keepers anywhere, with Angelina Anderson, Didi Heritage, and Brittany Eisenhower. So I think that is a consideration. But I think specifically when you're talking about San Diego, I think they just kind of scored all of their goals last year. And again, with the World Cup, a lot of their talent was gone, and a lot of their talent is attacking talent. So I think when you factor that in, this was a team that was kind of preparing for that. And then with the Courage, they just had an overall turnaround, right? I don't think anyone really probably expected them to be at the top of the table this long, but they've just trudged along and have probably been the quietest team as far as being the best team in the league. They've just they've gone about it real quietly and just taking care of business. So yeah, I think that'll be the most fun game for me because I love defense. So for me, that'll be the most fun match in the NWSL. I can't wait. I can't wait.
But one of the things about Courage is like the way that they play defense is that they just possess the ball. Like they still have some of the highest possession numbers like that this league has ever seen, not just like this year.
They're like a Arsene Wenger led Arsenal style, where it's just like they're gonna possess 90% of the match. They're gonna have the ball, and you better hope that they don't catch you on a counter, because if they can get you on a counter, that's how they've scored their goals and that's how they've gotten their wins this season for sure, which has been fun.
All right, well, maybe we can stick in the WOSL, but maybe hop to WSL with.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We're okay. I gotta ask you. Where are you on Jonas?
I tweeted this. I said that the contract had to have been agreed on in the offseason because I don't see them looking at the results that they've had. Not just the start of the season, but the Champions League play-in match too. They've looked bad and they've looked uninspiring. And I know they have a lot of injuries. Leia's out. A lot of their attack is out. They've dealt with injuries, I feel like, the last 2 years to 80% of their squad. But still, this is a team that should be doing a lot better than losing to Liverpool on opening day. But I don't think Jonas is him. I really don't. I don't have confidence that he has. I don't think the team has faith in him, which is always an extreme to say, but just from what I can see from afar, I don't think the team believes in what he's selling.
So basically what you're saying as a both Angel City and Arsenal supporter, you would take solace if Becky Tweed didn't necessarily get the Angel City job, but she hopped on a flight to London.
Oh my gosh. That's not going to happen because he just, like I said, they extended Jonas. But yeah, if she was somehow linked to Arsenal, I would love that. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Because like I said, Becky Tweed has gotten the best out of everybody. And she knows how to make substitutions and she knows how to change things tactically when it's not working.
So you don't think that like if you all lose against United tomorrow, that
They
like
better
there's
not.
going to
That's
be
a
like
must win. I'm gonna just say it's a must win. They can't lose. Not with how it like not a must win in terms of their season is at stake, but just a must win in terms of you're coming off two really bad results. You haven't had, and they're not like you've lost these matches where it's like we've played really great. It's just the ball bounced a certain way. That's how it goes. But like you've looked uninspiring. And now you've announced that you've given him a contract extension. You can't lose to United. You can't. Like, there's no option. You have to beat Manchester United, period. Yeah.
Well,
Which is unfortunate. I mean, yeah, second game of the season. It sucks to have the mentality. But I think as far as fans are concerned, like, he's going to lose. I mean, he's lost a lot of faith already. But I think, we could be seeing the beginning of, like, how we saw with the men's side near the end of Wenger's era, where it was just, like, a real split in the fan base, a lack of faith to the extreme, or like a blind faith to the extreme. Like, yeah, it could get really bad with a loss to United for sure.
That's not good.
No, it's not. It's not good at all. But I don't think they'll lose to United. I think they'll get it together and come out with a win, as ugly as it will look, because I don't think it'll look pretty.
Is it at?
I mean,
Where is it?
where is it?
I think we're away.
The Lee Sports Village. Was that what their place is called?
Lee
Yeah,
High
we're
Sports
away,
Village.
Yeah.
So you don't like. So you're saying that this is a big Alessia Russo revenge game.
I hope this is a match where she can get on and get goals. That would be great. We would love that. But I also think it's unfair that, I always think it's unfair when you have a star player coming in first season and you're just like, hey, you have to carry this team. Because they're trying to get used to a new location, get settled in their personal life, as well as get used to, the new system, the new team, the new players. So, yeah, it's really unfair. But I think, unfortunately, that's the position she's in, where Arsenal is going to be depending on her a lot until they get some of the players healthy. And I think they just really miss Leia. Leia Williams is just, you miss a defender like that. It's so hard, and you can see it. This team struggles in defense.
Well, not only her, but I think that they really miss Rafaela as well.
Yeah. The creativity.
Like letting her go to NWSL just like kind of floored me. But I also understand the draw of Marta and be like, and it already looks like, based off of their World Cup results, Brazil's ready to show people who they are on the national level.
Yeah, I think that was just what we call a business decision. You know what I mean? Like you said, the allure of Marta, playing in the NWSL, the World Cup year. I think all of that factors into that decision. But yeah, it was a lot of moves Arsenal made in the offseason were very much like, okay, like I'm happy for the player that they're finally free, but also, man, what plan are you going to have when Chelsea's buying up all of women's soccer? You know what I mean? Like, you were just a few points away from winning that title, and now you look even further back than you were at the end of last year. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Well, let's flip it on the men's side. How are you feeling about things?
A lot more confident, even without Saka.
So you're not like
Really?
Tarek Orlando. You don't think that he's gonna start?
Listen, I'm old enough to have seen worse Arsenal teams beat better Manchester City teams. Like, as crazy as that sounds, as stacked as you guys are, like I'm old enough to remember the days where we were just absolute dog water getting, 2-1 wins against you guys. So I'm not super confident without Saka. I don't think we see Saka as much as this match matters. I think when you look at the overall schedule, we have a big match in Chelsea that is, after a nice kind of 2-week break after this match. So I think just based on how Arteta seems to be as a manager, I think we see him be a lot more cautious than not. But again, I think that also depends on how Saka looks going into training, right? If he's training, he looks good, I'm sure they'll give him 60 minutes. But I wouldn't be surprised if they just sit him out and take the L, so to speak. You know what I mean?
So then,
So if Saka doesn't play, who do
Mhm.
you want to see on the right?
Probably Reese. I think the reason you hear him a lot is he's at that stage kind of in Arsenal life span when you do start at Arsenal so young. It's kind of like, okay, are you going to be someone that is going to be here for the future? Or are you going to be someone that we're going to be looking to move? And I think in order to see that, you're going to have to play him. And unfortunately, the only way you do that is moments like this where someone gets injured and it's a big match. So I think we see a lot of Reece Nelson. We might see Emil Smith Rowe, but like you guys talked about earlier, Arsenal are really deep on players that can play the left, and Emil is one of them. I wouldn't mind seeing Jesus on the right, but again, who do you get to play up the middle with Martinelli still hurt as well? You know what I mean? It's kind of like they don't have that depth up the middle. They don't have that depth.
No love
on the
for
right.
Eddie. No love for Nketiah.
Possibly, but you know, I think at the end of last season, I would have said yes for sure at parts of last season, but I just think what we've seen from him this year, he's kind of cooled off from his form. I think in a match against Manchester City, I would rather see what Nelson has to offer than I would rather see Nketiah given the chance up the middle. So, yeah, I would rather
Here's
see
the
Jesus up
question.
the middle and then Nelson on the right for sure.
I want to ask you this question, Trevor, before I forget. How do you
Yeah.
feel like William Saliba will impact being on the pitch compared to missing, the last run in with City, and we saw what happened without him there? Does he solidify that defense with Gabriel?
Yeah. I think Arsenal's defense is a lot better with Saliba in, but I think if you ask any Arsenal fan, they would have told you that from the moment we showed interest in him. I think it was always a head scratcher as to why we waited so long to bring him in and why it's been this kind of like cat and mouse of him finding a concrete position in the squad. So I think now that he's here, what looks like firmly, our defense is, I don't want to say solidified, but it's a lot better off than it has been the last 5 years. I think we can do well to improve it, especially on the outside. Just, again, with how Mikel Arteta likes to play, I would just like to see a little bit more, especially on that left side, just shoring up that area. But yeah, I think as far as centrally goes, it's nice. It's nice to have Saliba there.
I'm excited to see what Haaland can do.
Yeah, and that's
Haaland's
why
off this year. Like, that's the thing. I want to see if he can find form and hit the target.
be
Score
the
goals.
best
and
match
and
for him to do
when you
that
talk
at.
about City, I think it is just Haaland, right? Like, I think as crazy as it sounds, if we can somehow slow him down, we have a chance.
But then you got
Even without
Alvarez
Sa-
too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's
Yeah.
really not
It gets
just
ugly out here, boy.
Haaland, because he's really not been at the peak of his powers at all this
No,
season.
yeah,
It's
no.
actually, for as many goals as he has, he's been, I'm gonna say, mediocre.
Yeah, very pedestrian.
But
That's fair.
but
That's fair.
what I would say though is we know what his ceiling is. So the moment I think what we're seeing is just he's a confidence player, and maybe we didn't know that because he was like, oh, he's this cyborg, he's this robot that just scores, and even when he missed that penalty, he kind of got disrupted. There was a lot of hoopla or whatever, and so then when he missed the penalty, I just think there's a thing about confidence with him. Also, I will say there's some conversation about new contract with him. I just think there's too much in his mind right now. Just go play football, man.
See, I didn't know you guys had that conversation going on already.
Yeah,
Mhm. Just
and that's the
broke
thing.
today,
He's got 4 years left on his contract, but still, it's like, hey, how much
Yeah,
more
he
money
wants
can we throw at you to make sure you stay happy and
Yeah,
whatever?
right.
All right.
Real Madrid is the evil empire that we want to be. They really are that. And if they come calling, it's players don't say no to Real. Like Eden
It's
Hazard
hard.
left
They have
Chelsea.
You look at-
all that money.
Like
all that money.
Jude chose them over us. Like you don't leave.
Jude,
them.
look at Jude. Yeah.
They are done, and so we got to break the bank. He's like right behind KDB in highest pay. I think by like less than $1 million. Make him the highest paid. Like push it to 30 mil a year. I don't care. You can't let him leave. You do
Well,
whatever
that's the
you
thing.
can.
You got Mbappe out there, and everyone sees his numbers, and it's just like, well, Premier League is supposed to be the better league. Why is this guy getting paid all that much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially after what just happened, what Newcastle just did
it's
to him.
it's interesting you say that he's a confidence player because if there's one thing Arsenal, no matter how bad the team is, they're really good at being pests. They're really good at like taking your best player and just being like, I'm not gonna let you get 10 goals today, no matter what. Like I don't care if the garbage player gets a hat trick. You're not getting 10 goals today. Like we can lose by 50, but Haaland's not getting confident.
Well,
so
but this is the thing about Haaland is as much of a goal scorer as he is completely unselfish.
mm-hmm.
So he doesn't mind if somebody else scores. If you notice, when anybody on our team scores, he's one of the first ones over there to celebrate. He'll make the pass if he needs to make the pass. He doesn't care if he scores or not. At least to this point, he hasn't shown that he cares if he scores or not, as long as the team wins. Now, again, when you're a goal scorer, I'm sure the longer a drought goes on, the more you want to get that, monkey off your back. So I'm not going to say
and when those results come in, the more draws you get, the more losses you get. It's kind of like, okay,
then it'll be something different. But I think,
for,
if we go into this match and he doesn't score and we come out 3-1 winners, you're going to see him celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, I forget, Trev. Who are your fullbacks right now? Who's starting? Zinchenko and who's on the right? Is it Ben White?
I was like,
it is Ben White. I was about to say who is on the right. It is Ben White, but I think White. I want to say White was injured or came into the season off of an injury. So there was like, I'm just like double checking here.
I'm trying to find advantages here, and I honestly think like a Hazard, Odegaard, Havertz midfield can go with City without Rodri. Like that can be even, but I think it comes down to the flanks. It's like, can our wingers get at your fullbacks? Can you all get at whoever we play at fullback? Without Saka, I don't know. A draw wouldn't surprise me. Like a 2-2 draw would feel right, like just fair. I would take that and move on and say we'll see you in March. Like,
and we got Tomiyasu back, so that's good. That's good. We got Tomiyasu back on the right, so. Yeah, like I said, our defense is short. We need help on that left. I like Zinchenko, but like
it's just
Zinchenko's the mark. Go at him at all times.
I was gonna say, are we gonna pick on him?
Is Trossard hurt?
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I remember, he was hurt for the Lens match, and then Saka's hurt. Martinelli is still like on the road back.
Okay.
And
Yikes.
I think Party, and then obviously like Timber's season, and then Party's out as well. So, and then I think Declan Rice played in the Champions League, but he was also like kind of nursing a back injury. So,
yeesh.
Yeah, Arsenal, if your typical Arsenal, 2 matches in, half of the team's banged up. So that's life as an Arsenal fan. Man. One day, when we figure out how not to be injured, we're gonna win the league. 100%.
Well, how do you see the match going? Do you see it being a draw?
I could see 2-2 draw as much as I want to say that, but I could also the objective side of me is thinking 2-1 City win, just because again, like I don't think Saka plays. I think City are just too talented up top for us to contain for too long, but we are at home. And as much as I don't think Emirates is by any means like a fortress at all, I think the days of Arsenal having a fortress died when we left Highbury. But I think they're good enough at home to where they can pester you guys for 75 minutes. And if it's looking, 0-0, 1-1 at that point, I think we could see out a result for sure.
No, I agree with you, guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I did want to ask Man City fans one thing, and I know this is going to be like throwing a hand grenade in the foxhole, but I just want to know, like after hearing all this shit being talked, like as a club that spends $500 million every year and to never even come close to a golden trophy, how does that feel?
Did Tom just log off on purpose?
Yeah. I just want to know because, like, you know what I'm saying?
Ederson
like, it wasn't
won
even
the Golden Glove 2 seasons. What 2 seasons ago? 2 seasons ago? It's 2 seasons ago.
No, not the gold. I'm talking about the golden trophy. You know, when you
Yeah.
play 38 matches and you don't
Oh.
lose a single one. You know,
Oh.
Arsenal the only
How
ones
many
I
points
can
did they get
understand
there?
why you
How
don't
many
know what
points
it
did they
is.
get there? How many
Have you been
points
to
did they get
Centurion
there?
before? Have you been to Centurion?
How many losses did they have? Huh?
What was it
Have
like?
you been to
12
Centurion?
yeah,
Have you
100
ever seen
points?
100? You ever seen
100
95?
points?
I
don't
don't.
know.
I don't have to see that. I've seen gold. That's all that matters.
80
man.
what,
And I saw it in my
87 or
Have you
lifetime.
seen old big
That's
years?
the best part. That's the best part. I saw it in my lifetime. Like it wasn't even something that like I'm mentioning from the 70s. Like I saw
We
it in
all
my
saw the
lifetime.
Centurions just a couple years ago too.
Yeah.
And we know what we
Well,
just
you know,
saw
again.
We just saw
again.
we just saw a Champions League.
You
as a
guys
part of a
spend
treble.
half
A
$1 billion.
three-peat
You
with
bet
a
on
part of a
Champions
treble.
League. You spend $500 million every summer. You should see.
How many
That
have
is
you
not
spent the last
true.
couple
That's
years?
a lie.
How many have you
Come on
spent the last couple years? Who spent the most money in the last 5 years?
I won't take these light skin lies tonight. I won't do it.
Hey, you know,
These light
like I
skin lies
said,
are too much.
it was
for me.
just a question. It was just a question. I was just curious. You know,
It had to come out.
Just want to know who spent the most money over the last
just
5
gotta
years.
Chill.
I was
It was
just
real
curious.
cordial.
Hey, what do you think
Yeah.
about
know,
Raya
you
versus Ramsdale?
Wait, who?
Question.
Raya versus Ramsdale. Because
Ooh.
obviously Ramsdale was your keeper all last season.
Yeah,
Got you towards the end and couldn't keep you going. Got rid of him. Well, I didn't get rid of him, but benched him. Brought in David Raya. What do you think?
yeah. I think there's actual competition there. I think, like you said, Ramsdale for a while there was like the uncontested number one and the golden child and couldn't do anything wrong. But like as we see in sports, it just takes a couple results where you look shaky, and he's looked shaky. And for me, I would rather see Ramsdale just get his confidence back and kind of go back to being our solidified number one, just because I like him a lot better. I think long term, he's a more rounded keeper in terms of penalty stopping, being able to come through in big moments. You know, I know again, like Arsenal haven't really won trophies to prove that, but like I like the consistency I've seen with his ceiling that I've seen so far at Raya. So, but I like Raya's
Definitely a shot
athleticism.
move.
I love that.
It's that-
I love an
see,
athletic
we don't know that at
keeper.
City. We pick a keeper and we just keep him for years. Like they're like I
No
don't
matter
know. It's
what,
like,
yeah, you're just like
controversy. What's that? I don't know.
Well, we had Matt Turner there briefly, like the American. That was like a brief love affair, and that was like, yeah, it really was like a
the
summer
perfect
fling and
couple,
ship
bro.
him out. Yeah, it was like a Drake song. It was 8 a.m. in Charlotte. It was just like, bruh, Thank you for
what I'm here
coming. we got them American jersey sales, bruh. World Cup's over. We'll see you when we see you. Like, you know.
Album dropping at 6 a.m. Eastern. Can't wait. 6 a.m.
I
Eastern.
didn't think about that. All right, well, Trevor, I had a great time having you on.
Anytime, like anytime.
Can you please plug yourself?
Heavy breathing into the mic.
Tom
I
is-
feel it.
Tom
Okay.
is done.
Okay.
We
Okay.
keep saying we're the evil empire. He on that
Just
Darth
wait.
Vader.
Darth Vader right
Darth
there.
Vader. Yeah, got the Darth Vader.
Just wait until the Crunkies win.
Darth
like,
Vader shit.
all
Yeah.
all of their championships that they want, and they can focus on Arsenal. Then we'll really be cooking. When they get their fill of the Rams and they get their fill of Colorado, like just wait, just watch, just
One day.
just watch.
Y'all
One
spend
day.
a bag so much, man. Mikhail got all this money, bro. I don't want to hear.
We
nothing.
don't
Ain't no
spend
excuses.
it though. What
That's
money,
a damn
bro?
lie.
Arsenal,
Look at the last
Arsenal
couple.
have
200
Arsenal
mil,
have had
bro.
a war chest for years. No, to be fair, we did spend a lot this past.
Yeah,
year.
y'all make
It was-
it rain.
it
Ain't
It
no
was
excuse
it
this
was
year.
great being an Arsenal fan watching this last summer of like
Mhm.
spending
Timber.
money, and then but then again, like typical Arsenal fashion, Timber goes down for the season in the first
right away.
match. So.
Yeah, that was
So like, where does our money even go, bruh?
Insurance
Where does our?
policies.
It's not the physio staff, that's for sure. One day we'll get that figured out. I think if we get that figured out, that'll be the key.
Oh,
But yes, plugging
Yes.
stuff.
Just before you plug
yes.
yourself,
Oh.
before you do that,
Yeah.
I just want to set the record straight because I cannot let you leave with lies out in the ether. So, over the last 5 years, according to Transfermarkt, Arsenal has spent $645.14 million over the last 5 years. And for the record, Manchester City, in
There's
that
no way
same
you spent
amount of
less than this.
time, has spent $372
There's no
million,
shot, bro.
0.75. So
That- Holland alone.
Not only
costs
have you
as much as we
outspent
spent.
us,
There's no way.
Holland was
not
like
only
way.
have you outspent us,
$70,
but you've
$70
outspent us by almost, not quite double, but probably $280 million over the last 5 years. Not dollars, but
That's
pounds,
crazy.
whatever. So
Is
I
that
mean,
net spend? Are we talking net spend? Are
I
we
just
including
needed
sales?
to-
Because I feel like maybe, you know, I'm like-
well, if you had
Have
good players
fun.
to get rid of, then you know
that's what I'm
whatever.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
think it is net spend. Yeah, so it just sounds like
I
someone's
feel it, I
actually
feel
the
it.
broke boys.
No, I get
Y'all
it.
are-
Yeah.
it
I just needed to correct the
No,
record.
Arsenal are super profitable. Yeah, that's one thing Arsenal are great at is that net spend. We love that shit.
The fashion
but,
collections
like,
are. I will say that Jamaican warm up
yes.
went triple platinum.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
yeah, I love that women's kit too. That women's third kit,
The Stella
is
McCartney
a lot
joint?
better. Yeah, whatever the fuck the men's did, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking about that shit. They were watching too much Wimbledon, like with that third kit. I don't like it. I hate that. I hate that. Yo, I'm one of those like I love the Banana Brews kits. Like I love funky kits. This third kit was absolute dog water. So, but yeah.
It'll grow on you if you
Anyway.
win it. If you win it, it'll feel special. Don't worry about it.
Hey,
That's how
if we win
felt
the
last year.
Champions League in it, like I'll buy it for sure.
What?
I'll buy 10 of them.
100%.
If we win the Champions League wearing it, like for sure, yeah, I'll buy 10 of them. I mean, we won't. I doubt we will, but we'll see.
What about the
Like I
Europa?
said, I've seen worse
What if
Arsenal
you end
teams
up in
do
the
more.
Euro-
So.
What if you end up? Hold on, where are you? No, you're in there.
Listen, we only lost one match to Lens. Like, let's not get crazy. All right, we're
He kicked that man in Europa. Wow.
Like, let's not like, bruh. We lost one fucking match. Like, let's not act like the men's side has looked good this year. Like, don't play with me, bro. Like
I mean,
let's
you're not
be real
united,
here. Like,
right? You're not united.
Yeah, you're not.
Nah, like
not
let's
that.
be
None of
real.
us
We're
are
not
united.
Chelsea.
We're not.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like, we're
definitely
not
not
looking like
Chelsea.
Chelsea this year.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I won't do that.
I have faith. I will say this: I have 1,000 times more faith in Arteta than I do in Jonas. So that's what I'm saying. So like, I have
That's
faith
what-
in the men's side for sure. So.
Hey, a top four
But
without
yeah,
United and Chelsea is the one I want to live in. That's the one I care about.
Oh my god, I know way too many Chelsea fans. I'll say that. I know way too many Chelsea fans, and so any opportunity I can get to laugh at them, I'll take 100%.
You
So
deserve.
yeah, but I got to be careful because as you see with the women's side, you know what I mean. Like I'm laughing at the men's side, and the women's just shit the bed on the first day, and they're back to pumping their chest because they bought 80% of women's soccer in the off season. So good for them.
A lot of melon in there.
And all of their investments aren't even healthy. And
And they have Emma
Catamina
Hayes. Like,
Cario
that's,
still
Wait.
has yet to play.
Plug
I'll
himself.
have to come back on
gotta
and we'll
go.
talk
You gotta
about
plug
it. Yeah. I'll come back and we'll talk more. But for anyone that's interested, I do cover LA's soccer, Angel City, LAFC, Orange County SC, and on Angels on Parade. And my personal Twitter is Treb Tracy. So just TREB Tracy TRACY, and I'm there on Zeets. You can catch me. I'm getting a Blue Sky situated, so hopefully we'll be moving there soon. But yeah, I'm on Twitter as long as it's alive.
All right, well, I appreciate you, homie. You have a good rest of your
I
night.
appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good Thursday. Enjoy, and we will be talking shit on the weekend for sure.
Good luck
Facts.
tomorrow.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. See
Good
you,
luck.
homie.
I hope we win. You know what I mean? That's all that matters. All right. Have a good
Later.
Oh gosh. Want to give big thanks to Lando, Kyle, and Trev for coming on our lit stream, and shout out to Tom Bomb's immune system. And I am Crunk Chocolate. Tarek is below. We got the Tom Bomb. We got the Sharpie. We out here. We shades of blue. This is the Thursday Night Lit stream. We appreciate you, everybody watching in the chats. We will see you Sunday for Chelsea Women, a live watch along. And the fun thing about that is the men also play. So, you know, we can do like a quick little chat about the starting 11 that drops and then just kind of drop out. And I will probably start raging because it's been a long week. And I'm going to do a little day drinking, be a little brunch baddie.
Hey now.
Oh, all right. Y'all have a great night. We appreciate y'all. You know the vibes. Shape
Later.
cake. Shady gang. Shady gang.